Let's switch it. Let's switch it. Let's switch it. I'll bongo it. That same beat. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go. Oh my goodness. This is, I swear, you know, today was Friday the 13th. And my horoscope even said, listen, man, take your time today because it's about to be some mess today. So if you thought anything was gonna go smooth today, you're sadly mistaken. Take your time, do it right. Now we're trying out something different tonight. From now tonight and from now on, the new number that y'all see pinned right there is the new number. And that's the number that we're going to be using from now on. We will not be going back to 319-527-6199. That's the number no more. I said 319-527-6199. That's out of here for sure. The new number. This will be consistent. Won't be no times when we won't have no open lines. Every time, very consistent. We're gonna do this thing. So you call in and listen and express yourself and get it off your chest. We're gonna do this thing. Yeah, and nonetheless, if you don't want to call, if you want to stay in the chat, well, that's the place to be, and that's where you're sat, and that's where it's at. Everything is gonna be all right. But let me give you the new number. I'll recite. I said it's 267-874-1949, and that's the number to call. I said it's 267-874-1949. Yes, y'all. I said it's 267-874-1949. Yeah, get on the line. I said it's 267-874-1949. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 267-874-1949, baby. Call 31. This is going to be a hard transition. 267-874-1949. No pressing, number one, no nothing. You call in direct. Everything is going to be good. Real good. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this thing popping. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Think it won't. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, son, 752, a.k.a. Omar with the... And if you can't say Omar with the... Well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. All up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Tonight on the Daily Go Getimism Show, we are talking about easing into a sacrifice situation. Easing into a sacrificial situation. In other words, well, easing into a sacrifice situation or a sacrificial situation instead of going in head first. Are you the type of person that is the one to call Johnny on the spot when somebody else is in need? Are you quick to start giving out money, lending a hand, putting others before yourself? Are you quick to give to donate your car, let somebody stay at your house, um, you know, uh, contribute in some type of way that will take away from somewhere else because you figured like there's a priority situation going on, and if somebody needs it more than you feel like you need it, you are the one to step up with the quickness. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with sacrificing. They say that you have to sacrifice in order to get the things that you want or in order to understand life in general. But the thing is, a lot of times when you put others before yourself, then they make you feel like they come before you. I'm going to repeat what I said. Sometimes when you put others before yourself, they make you feel like they come before you. And you're the one that may be doing all the work. You're the one that may be contributing the most. You're the one that might be putting in the most effort. You're the one that may be spending the most money. You're the one that may have given up the most. You're the one that acts like you care more than everybody else. Now, if it's your pet project, if it's just something that you put together and you see the vision that nobody else is able to see, then that's one thing. But if it's a situation where because you are so quick to take care of the disadvantage that other people take advantage of you, or should I say unfair advantage of you, then that situation can go awry. It can make you feel like, you know what? That's why I can't be messing with no niggas. That's why I can't be dealing with no niggas. That's why I had to cut many a nigga off. I had to do what I had to do. They thought I was soft and they was wrong. So all day long, I was cutting 1, 2, 3, 4 and on, and I won't stop. And when I drop this new single, yeah, don't come around trying to mingle. Don't try to act like you was always down when you know for a fact you was treating me like a clown. I gave you my money and a place to stay, and you gave me your ass to kiss. Okay, well, things come around, go around, so don't come around, because I'm not going to show you down, because you're not down. You ain't a submarine. You ain't the roots under the soil. You're spoiled. And I ain't trying to hear nothing to say. I get up with you. Yeah, you have a nice day or whatever comes, because karma don't play, and you know what I'm talking about. You don't? Yeah, okay. What up, y'all? How you feeling tonight, man? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I got started a little bit late because I was setting up the system for people to be able to call. Not only that, but I had some other technical stuff that I was trying to get done. You know how sometimes you try to get something done that you think is going to take a little bit of time, and one thing goes wrong and you wind up looking at the clock. You only had like a little window in order to get the thing done, and you thought you would be able to get it done in that time. But what does Murphy's Law say? Whatever could go wrong will go wrong, and things was going wrong. So things was going wrong, and time was taking long. Things was going wrong, and time was taking long. What up, y'all? Spartacus, my dude. What's going on, my dude? How you feeling? Good to see me some you, without a doubt. And Kaylee, I think that's your name. It could be Kale. But Kaylee, what up? And Jeff Guapo, what's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Mucho, mucho, mucho. And also my girl, Cheryl Halsey. Cheryl Halsey, what up? What up, ma? And Sticky Herb says, brother, where do you get your bracelets? They dope. Well, you ain't saying nothing because we about to put our uniform. We're about to put our uniform on. We're about to put our uniform on. It's about to get ill up in here. Real ill, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I know we light right now, don't matter. When we light in here, that means each and every person counts a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It means that everybody in here counts a little bit more. So what we're talking about tonight is easing into a sacrifice situation or going in head first. Now, I explained a little bit about what I was talking about as far as the topic is concerned, but it goes deeper than that. Because some people put themselves in a sacrificial situation often in order to discipline themselves. And sometimes you can put yourself in a sacrificial situation to discipline yourself and it can go left. Like, for example, are you the type of person that insists on paying all of your bills at one time? Or I had a friend of mine long ago when we was young boys. I'm talking about pups. You know what I mean? I was about 19. Yeah, I was 19. He was 20. And he had his own spot. I had my own spot. We was the only two cats in our crew that had our own place. And he wanted this car. He wanted this Mustang, this 5.0. And so he was willing to do everything for this 5.0. And he used to say to me, well, he would choose places where the rent was going to force him to do overtime, to hustle, to save his money, to do the things. And I'm listening to him talk about this stuff. On one hand, it was kind of commendable that he was trying to discipline himself to be able to get some of the things that he wanted in life. I ain't had no beef with that. But on the other hand, he was putting himself in a compromising situation where if one thing goes wrong, then the whole thing might fall apart. So that was his way of sacrificing. So if he had, now we're talking about 1990 and 1991. So let's say he gets a place where the rent is like $700. Now, and for all my youngins, y'all may think like $700, man, that ain't even half my rent nowadays. But in 1990, $700 was a lot of money for a place. You was living in a decent spot in 1990 if you was paying $700 in Philly. In New York, not so much. But New York is always a different story than it is Philly. So whenever I talk about prices, and whenever I talk about commerce, and whenever I talk about business, and whenever I talk about money, I'm normally talking about it from a Philadelphia perspective. So please understand that, respect that. My man Troy McNeil is all up in the house. I said my man Troy McNeil is all up in the house. I said my man Troy, boy, what's going build and destroy? What's going on, my dude? You're not a toy, not to be played with, not to be acting like you don't know what the time is, or what the crime is. What up? And Matthew Wilson, what's good? What's good, y'all? Thanks for coming through. Make sure y'all tap that like button as y'all come on through. Don't forget that. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Stab that thing. Take that. But yeah, so we're talking about easing into a sacrificial situation. Are you the type of person that eases your way into a sacrifice situation, or do you jump in head first? Some people just have a really, really good heart. I ain't mad at them. But some people have a really, really good heart, and they're always the first to jump out there and help. So when the thing is, when some people, like family members, like friends, like people just on the sidelines, getting a secret predator on, secret predators. That's what you are. Trying hard not to look like you're a leech, but you gotta go steal from someone else, 'cause I locked my shit and you can't get none of it. None. Okay, but you understand what I'm talking about. So when some people know that you are the big softy, when they know that you are altruistic, when they know that you will give a donation, a big donation, when they know that you are quick to help, they're going to find something for you to help them with. It's like the guy who won the lottery, or the dude who became an overnight celebrity, and now he got some new cousins. You think that he wasn't? I got some brand new cousins on my dad's side, 2 times, 3 times removed. Show improve. Yeah, I got a couple of dollars. They trying to holler. They want to go on tour and spend a little more. Asking, can you pay my rent? And my baby's birthday is coming on up. Can you help me for real? Yeah, yup. Well, I appreciate you. I love you, cuz. You know how distant cousins be asking me, like, I love you, cuz. I swear to God, distant cousins and non-blood related cousins be. Shout out to all my cousins. What y'all know? What y'all know about your cousin's cousins? You know, when your first cousin, you know, your mom's sisters or brothers' kids, when they got cousins on the non-blood side of your family, and all of y'all cool, so you start getting cool with your cousin that ain't your blood cousins. You know what I mean? And they be the cousins that be acting like real cousins sometimes. Sometimes they be the cousins that act like blood cousins. I ain't lying. They be like, yo, your non-blood related cousins be proud of them some you. Yeah, man, Magic Johnson is my cousin. Not by blood, but that's my cuz. I'm telling you, Michael Jordan, that's my cousin. Spike Lee, that's my cousin. We used to go to New York all the time. I remember when I was growing up, and I remember Spike used to have the camera all the time. That's my cuz. What up, cuz? Y'all know how it go. Your non-blood related cousins, they be down. Yo, they be proud of yo. That's my cousin. They the ones at the graduation. That's my cuz. Go cuz. Go cuz. Go cuz. Go cuz. We graduating, graduation. Go cuz. Graduating, graduation. Go cuz. Graduation, graduation. Go cuz. Yo, for real. So shout out to all the non-blood related cousins. Because they be the ones that's down. They be the ones that's down the ride. Somebody got beef, cuz? Yo, somebody mess with you? Yo, cuz we be there in 15 minutes. We be there. Yo, hold on for a minute. Hold on a minute, cuz. Hold on, yo. Yo, my cuz, we gotta go over West Philly. We gotta go to West Philly right now. Yo, get the bats, the chains, the brass knuckles, the guns, everything. Yo, we go. Cuz, I'll be there in a minute. Be there. Your blood related cuz might be strung out on crack. All right. Shout out to all of the blood related cousins that strung out on crack. We gonna get that situation together. Y'all know how we go. We gonna get it together. Everything is gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. Thank you. Won't. Let me get some technical things together, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I said, please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feel like real men and women should. Also, tonight we're talking about easing into a sacrifice situation instead of going in head first. How do you ease into a sacrificial situation? Well, the way that you ease into a sacrifice situation is you take your time. You vet people. You watch patterns. You know what I mean? You ask what were they doing before they came to you in this emergent situation. You know, you give a little bit until somebody proves that they are worthy of getting a lot. That's how you ease into a sacrificial situation. You might even do that with relationships. Like, I ain't gonna start off this relationship. Listen, I'm gonna start her off at the Outback Steakhouse. I'm not going, no. I'm not going to the Four Seasons yet. We not Ruth Chrising it yet. No. I'm gonna start her off at some Outback Steakhouse. You know what I mean? We gonna eat for under 100. We gonna eat for under 100 before we can go to the Brazilian steakhouse. The Brazilian steakhouse. The Brazilian. No, not yet. Nah, we ain't, you know what I mean? Like, because when you start at Ruth Chris, you can't come down to Longhorn Steakhouse. You already Ruth Krista. You done Ruth Krista. Now you here you are living it up, throwing it up at the Ruth Chris, and you ain't really making steakhouse money. So you are sacrificing. Like, listen, I had to go on my savings. You know what I mean? Because not only was we at Ruth Chris, but shorty drink. You know how them drinks are at the steakhouse. You know how the drinks are at the beef spot. You know what I mean? She ordering shots of Henny. I'm like, y'all ain't got no E and J. You ain't got no Irk and Jerk. You ain't got no Christian Brothers. Belvedere. This ain't 2001. We don't need no Belvedere. We don't need no Belvedere. No, we don't need no Belvedere. Give us some Smirnoff. We need some Smirnoff over here. Now I don't drink. Now, baby, you go ahead and drink. Because hopefully you drink and the draws come off. I ain't got a date rep. All I got to do is wait for you. She had a great time. But you might be sacrificing all the way up front. You know what I mean? You start off, don't try to fast food her. Start off at the chain spot. Longhorn Steakhouse, Outback Steakhouse. You know what I mean? Olive Garden, the Chipotle. No, don't Chipotle. Because Chipotle ain't really an eat-in spot. You know what I mean? They ain't got no waiters. All right, don't Chipotle. Don't Chipotle. If you go to Chipotle, you take her to a burrito spot or a taco spot that's a little local joint, something nice. Like, yo, I ain't never tasted a burrito like this. This shit good. Oh my God, this shit sloppy Joe. Yeah. All right, y'all. So yeah, you start off at the Outback Steakhouse or something like that. You know what I mean? And then you work your way up. Don't go to Ruth Chris. You gotta come down. You ain't ready for that Del Frisco. You ain't Del Frisco. Not yet, son. Just calm down. We gonna get there. We got a new phone number. Y'all can call into the show. It's 267-874-1949. That's the number to call. I said 267-874-1949. Yes, y'all. I said 267-874-1949. Please copy that number. Write it down. It's not changing. That's going to be the number from now on. Even if we have Blog Talk up, we are only using 267-874-1949. That's the number for the foreseeable future. That's how we doing it. That's how we carrying it. And it's good. Good call quality, no drop. You know what I mean? This is an upgrade because there will be no shows where no, the phone line's not working and now his phone line's not working and now the phone line's not working. Phone line not working. Phone line not working. Phone line's not working. Only way that can happen is if I don't pay if I don't pay the bill. And I'm gonna pay the bill. I'll be paying my bills. But that's how many of y'all pay all of y'all bills with one check or try to? Or arrange for all of y'all bills to come in at the same time to be paid. So you pay everything at the 1st of the month, 15th of the month, however it goes. So one of your checks is gone. See, I got the mortgage, the car note, all of the credit cards, all of those apps on my phone, the Netflix, the Peacock, the NFL, the PlayStation, the Amazon Prime. You know what I mean? I'm on demanding it on here, pay-per-viewing it over here. All of those bills at one time. That make it hard on you. Ain't nothing. I don't know about y'all, man. But I don't see nothing great about getting paid on a Thursday and you ain't got but $50 left till 2 Thursdays after that. But some people do it. Some people do it. All right, hold on. General Ramirez, Senora, or no, or posible, Señorita Ramirez, ¿cómo está, señorita Ramirez? Crispy bacon was good, was good, man. Good to see you, good to see you. No doubt, no doubt. All right, Troy says, what up, son? 7 to the 5 to the 2 family. That's what's up. All right, my man Matthew Wilson. Jeff Papa says it depends on what it is. I'm not sacrificing anything I can't afford to lose. I think that's a good attitude. Chrissy Baker says, show me the influence, please. Okay, okay. Jeff Guapo said, yup, it depends on which cousin. Okay, all right, all right. Kevin Sears says, call a second cousin once removed. Yeah, but it goes deeper. They might be the cousin of the cousin of the cousin. Okay. I mean, listen, y'all want to play the cousin game? All right, I'm going to show you how to play the cousin game. Because non-related cousins can be, let's say your mom and their brother or their sister, your aunt or your uncle don't have the same father. Follow that. So they're your cousins on their father's side. your mom's sister or brother is they have the same father, not the same mother. Or I'm sorry, they have the same mother, not the same father. So they got different cousins. Like your cousins ain't my cousins because my dad ain't your dad. And so Omar is my first cousin, but he like half a first cousin because he your cousin. He's our cousin on our mom's side, but we ain't got the same dad. You know what I mean? You know, so he's my cousin, not your cousin. You know, and so the cousin of my cousin might not be related to my cousin. Oh, the cousin of my cousin might not be the cousin of my sister or my brother. You understand what I'm saying? So it can get that. Like, listen. That's why cousins are so important because you can almost plug and play when it comes to cousin. Like I can make a cousin out of you, son. I might not be able to brother or sister you, but I can cousin you. You share a pack of now laters with me, I can get you in good cousin status. We wear the same. We both got on Nikes. We both got on Nikes sneakers. Yo, we cousins. We got the same ones. Oh, we got the same color shell toes? I mean, shell top? Yeah. Troy, remember when we used to call Adidas Deets? Yo, I got the new Deets. He had the Deets with the red stripes. I had the Deets with the red stripes. That's my cousin. Mm-hmm. I bought the white felines. He bought the black felines. His brother bought the red felines. We cousins. We've been cousins since like 1982. Came into my life in 1982. Born in 70. Got a cousin at age 12. What up? And we cousins for life. Yo, we had the Adidas. Then we got the Elise. We had the Lottos. You know what I mean? Flip back, and got a pair of Asahis. Y'all know nothing about that. They used to have them in Foot Locker. You know what I mean? Y'all know nothing about that. Y'all know nothing about that, son. This was spot built. All right. Kevin Sears says the remove part is the not blood related. Yeah, but I'm just chronicling how far it can go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Winter blanket. What up? What's good? What's good? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Jeff Wapo says chicken strips and fries. We at Louisiana. That's what's up. Dick and potato wedges. Okay. Okay. Dick and potato wedges. Chill. Chrissy Baker says, we starting with a hike in the mountains. Actually, that's a good look. That's actually a good date. I used to do the hiking thing. You take a girl for a walk, she gonna like it. Tell her to wear the right shoes though. And if she wear heels, that ain't a good look. She gonna call you a cheap, sadistic bastard. You gotta climb in mountains and shit. Jen Ramirez says, take it to a taco spot. It will be the last date. You must not live in Philly. It ain't gonna be the last date. It ain't gonna be the last date. It ain't gonna be the last date. Chris Bacon, I see what you doing. Where you go at word. So what kind of spot do you want to eat at typically, Jen? That's a good question. All right, Chrissy Bacon says, Jeff, I have 3 houses. That's how I got my wife. No gold diggers. That's hot. Darshan says, you look like Mike Tyson. Has anyone said this? Only on the internet, never in person, never even close. Troy says, just called in and it said the number is not in service. Whoa. Hold on, son. Hold on. We're not doing that. Let me call the number. Get this thing together right now. Because I tested it. Omar. Nah, it's ringing, son. It's ringing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna answer it. Omar. All right. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Are we good? Are we good? See? It works, huh? So let me do the right. Oh, damn. My bad, son. I got the wrong number. That's what's wrong. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm going to fix it. No. I'm going to fix it. No, I'm going to fix it. Yeah, I goofed. See, I was having a bad night. My bad. I got you. Doggy. I got you. Hold on. It's 874. I put 847. My bad. Anybody else who tried to call, my bad. Okay, there we go. Boom. Pin that. Okay, now call that number and see what happened. Go ahead. I dare you. Go ahead. Go ahead, call the number. I dare you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. No. No. Go ahead. 874-1949. All right. In the meantime, it's been a while. I said that we was gonna put our uniform on. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get dressed. Let's get dressed, y'all. Let's get fly on them. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button, please. Please. There we go. Okay. In the meantime, in between time, we still shine. All right. So which one y'all want to wear? The cow bones. The cow bones. The cow. What happened? I saw him dialing, and then it dropped. Call back. All right. Which one y'all want to wear? Or maybe he's waiting until after we do the cow bones. That's smart. All right, let's do this. Which one y'all want to do? You want the one on the right? I'm sorry, the one on the left? The one in the middle? Or the one on the right? Which one y'all like? Which one y'all like? Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Yeah. Which one that got the cow bones? Got the cow bones. Yeah, got the cow bones. We got the cow bones, won't leave you alone. You know how we do it, yo. He called the phone with the sound of the tone. Which one? The one on the left? Cheryl Halsey says middle. The one in the middle? Or the one on the right? Crispy Bacon said, you'll never sell your beads with the wrong phone number. You are so right. Which one? The one on the look in the middle. In a minute, I'm just going to choose for you. The one on the left. The one in the middle. Or the one on the right. Well, since Cheryl Halsey is the only one that voted, boom, middle. 100% of people wanted the one in the middle. Good choice. Great choice. There you go. There you go. There you go. Looking good. Looking good. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's go. Good. Looking good, y'all. Looking good. Ladies, ladies, you're looking beautiful. You're looking pretty. You're looking sweet. You're looking fine. You're looking real elegant. Yeah. Looking real sexy right there. Brothers. You're looking handsome. You're looking suave. You're looking debonair. You're looking smooth. Got your soft stuff on. Looking good tonight. You're gonna take something from the hood tonight. Like, yeah, looking good tonight. Yeah, take something home from the hood tonight. Take a screenshot. I'll give them what you got to take a screenshot. Yeah, you like it a lot to take a screenshot. Yeah, you know how it go when we was rocking on the DG show with the good boy. Oh, all right, let's go. Let's go. And while we standing, let's do this. My man is on the line. We going. All right, so let's get it popping. All right, so we have a caller on the line. Oh, yes, we do have a caller on the line. Yeah, coming on through. Caller with the last number 7797. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
What's going on, good brother?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should. You know how it go. It's good to hear you loud and clear. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's what's up.
It's been a while because you start this new job, gotta be at work at 6 in the morning.
Oh shoot. You work tomorrow?
I'm off tomorrow and I'm off on Sunday, so I said this is fun day. Bars.
What? That's what's up. Without a doubt.
I
Without a
I
doubt.
act like I was you just a minute ago and free to the style.
As long as the style is free, count me in. I will buy all of them. Give me 3. That's what's up, man. So yeah, man. So what? Before we get into this, how's the new job going?
Hey, listen, man. It beats a zero any day, but I'm making I'm making more money. This is the first time I'm getting paid when I'm working. So it's a great job.
Now I like the sound of that. Getting paid with your words sounds awfully palatable to me. That sounds like a good situation. By the way, how is the sound coming through clear? Because this is
crispy, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. That's crispy. What I'm talking. So is it better than the other phone system?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, I mean, it's how can I put it? Beautiful. It's beautiful, bro.
Well, you definitely sound better on this side than the other way.
Anytime you can call in, period, and blog talk ain't messing with us on any night, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man.
I can't deny that. I can't dispute that. That sounds like a good look to me. That sounds like a good look.
The best look is a good look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I might have to start writing down some lyrics, man. I'm coming up with some things, man.
You a hip hop junkie. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Hey, when the spirit hits you, you gotta do that.
You know what I mean? But you was talking about sacrifice. We sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice. Like I was just sitting up here, like through life, we as men and in general, women sacrifice when they let a man go down and do some more, and he not hitting it right, and you got to take his head and maneuver it there, and then tell him, oh, stop. Just come up. Just put the thing in. And as soon as you put it in, you'd be like, did you put it in yet? So she sacrificed. A man sacrificed when a girl do oral and she's using a lot of teeth, but yet you sit back and tell her she's doing a good job.
Yeah.
You sacrifice when a homeless person, when you give your money to a homeless person knowing damn well they're not doing it with the money what they supposed to, or they damn well might not even be homeless.
Well, now hold on. Because just because you give doesn't necessarily mean that you sacrifice. When you sacrifice, you actually are taking from you. You're taking from yourself to give to somebody else. So it's a different type of situation. So I'm talking about people who are quick to dive head first into a situation that might put them in a bind, that might have to make them change their schedule to a situation where they may not have because they have such a big heart, or because they're so generous or altruistic, or like I'm talking about the people who watch TV with the kids with the flies on their face, and they said that they could take care of them for a cup of coffee every day and whatever. And when you call them Jones in, you ain't taking care of nothing for no cup of coffee. You know what I mean? They gonna hit you for like $100 a month or some shit like that. I remember my aunt was into that shit. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put it to you like this, son. You know what I mean? I think I told you this when we were doing comedy before, and I said this in a comedy show. I said, it takes me out because we look at these shows, these TVs, and the people be sitting there, and they be these kids or these adults be letting flies land on their face, and yet they're hungry. And I'm a greedy motherfucker. I want to eat me some flies in my hungry, bro. I might make fly soup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Hungry as a motherfucker. I ain't just gonna let a fly land in my lips. I ain't gonna eat that motherfucker.
I mean, gotta go. There's a lot of protein in bugs. Bugs got a lot of protein. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
They feeding off of you because they think you dying. You know what I mean? You could return the favor. But like, check it out.
God give us nourishment.
So what my example, an example that I have of being quick to sacrifice or not easing into a sacrifice. Let's say your sister or your cousin, somebody that's close to you. They work out in the county. They got a job out in the county, and they just crashed their car. They got into an accident, and they let their insurance lapse, so they ain't got no car. Like, you quick to just go ahead and lend them your car. You only got one car, but you figure since you can get to work within the city by public transportation or Uber or something like that, you let them hold your car. So that's a sacrifice because, it's one thing while you at work, you're not really thinking about your car, but then when you get up, you might not want to go right home after you go to work. You know what I'm saying? So whereas you could have stopped off at Walmart, stopped off at the market, stopped off, to pick up some kids, stopped off, to go somewhere to do something or whatever, you sacrificed your vehicle for somebody else because you felt like they had a greater purpose for it or better reason to have it. You know what I mean? So easing into that conversation, easing into that sacrifice would have been like, well, no, I can't give you my car, but I'll tell you what, I'll buy you a trans pass for the week, or possibly
I see your Uber a couple times,
or maybe I'll get you as far as you can go. You know what I mean? We leave the job. We leave to go to work around the same time. Tell you what, I'll get you to the commuter rail. You know what I mean? The regional rail, John. You know what I'm saying? And, I'll help you out in some kind of way. That's easing into a sacrifice. A sacrifice is when you actually take away from your from whatever you have and or you change around your whole schedule in order to accommodate somebody else. That's a sacrifice.
Well, have you ever did that?
Well, when we're talking about, have I lent people my car? Plenty of times.
No. Have you ever did a sacrifice similar to what you're talking about?
I'm known for easing into a sacrifice. I don't dive head in. You know what I mean? My motherfuckers have fucked up my good nature and my faith in human nature. So I say, nah. When you come to me talking about some, yo, man, I got evicted. Me and the kids are out in the street. I'm like, so you mean to tell me for 3 months or more you didn't pay rent and you got kids? You can't stay here. Because he put you out in 90 days. You're gonna probably be in my joint for 9 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would ease into that sacrifice. Like, nah, because when you are the type of person that will dive in head first to help somebody or to sacrifice for somebody, some people take unfair advantage of that shit. And it ain't cool. But it happens. Mm-hmm. It happens. So yeah, I'm more known to ease into it. I don't really like the sacrifice.
Well, sometimes, like I've done sacrifices. Like I've done just dived into it. Sometimes it's you do what you do and you sacrifice because you don't look for the blessings, but I know God will look back and say, you bless other people, people bless you. He'll bless you back. You give because not so much just to receive blessings back, but you give from the heart. Mm-hmm. So sacrifices like, I had family members call me and one needed me to pay their rent. Mm-hmm. And to me, that person was a major person in my life. So I had to make sure that he had rent, So, at the end of the day, I didn't look for him to give me the money back, but if he gave it back, okay. Mm-hmm. So, it's like you sit back and you sacrifice. Well, let's just say that was my son.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, then when he didn't have food in his refrigerator, I sent him money for food. And he thinks, like I told him, don't not have and don't call me because you're my son. I don't want you ever to have not have.
Right.
I see you trying to put your best foot forward, and if you working and you trying your best, but sometimes you fall a little bit. I'm gonna help pick you up. Don't worry about money that you're supposed to give me back. It's not about that. It's about making sure that you can make it and get to that next level. So I mean, you sacrifice for the people that's in your life, but the other sacrifice is people that's not in your life that you sacrifice for. You know what I mean? It's people that I've been at work with that, it was a guy I was at work with, and he was talking about, he was insinuating, but even when a person is insinuating and you want that person to still make it into work, you might go a little bit above beyond. Like I gave a guy $40 to get a trans pass for the week because I wanted to make sure he was able to provide for him and his family.
Mm.
And then, he was like, well, I'll give it back. I was like, don't worry about it. If I got it, I'll lend it or I'll give it. Because at the end of the day, we can all have money and this, that, and other, but you sometimes you have to give blessings out. We call it sacrifice, yes it is, but it's also blessings. You bless people with what you can give them. And in the long run, you never know what God may do from that. If you give from the heart, you receive from the heart. So at the end of the day, that's how it goes about. You sacrifice for the betterment of, but now when a person takes advantage, one thing I always say is that I'm never gonna let nobody change the way that I am. Because once you allow a person to change the way that you are, then they become the winner. And they change who you are. You're allowing a human being to change the way that you think or the way that you sacrifice or the way that you give or the way that you walk through your everyday life. That's even in a relationship. If you sit up here and you sacrifice in your relationship or you doing this, doing that, and that woman is not treating you right, and then when you go to the next relationship, you start changing up. Well, I remember this and I remember that. You didn't move on from the old relationship. You just brought that right along with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to learn how to sacrifice without worrying about what you did in the past that could trigger an emotion that's not allow you to be who you are as that person. If you're a good-hearted person, you're a good-hearted person. You can't allow nobody to manipulate and put their hand in your heart and just finagle with the arteries and just turn you into somewhat of a cold person. Because that's what they did.
Well,
I mean, that's what you were saying.
Well, no. All I'm saying is, for me, it has to be worth it. You know what I mean? I guess I don't have enough Jesus in me, but because I ain't dying on the cross for these motherfuckers. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, listen, find somebody. You know what, man? I'm so hard and soft at the same time because I love the people who I love, and everybody else, I'd be like, well, whatever. You know what I mean? Because it's a funny thing because I used to pray for my enemies. I used to wish them well and all of that shit, and I stopped. I consciously stopped. Like, you know what? Tell you what, God gonna have to forgive me, cause fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, why am I sharing my blessings with those who would never do that for me? You know what I mean? Like like somebody try to get you to loot, somebody try to get you fired from your job. That's putting your whole family, your whole lifestyle, your family lifestyle in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But people do that kind of shit. Like you cut out of my blessings. You're not a friend. You're not somebody that I think is worthy of favor or forgiveness or something like that. So I can't do it. So I stopped doing it. I used to say in my prayers, I used to say something like, please help me never to mistake my true friends for my enemies and my true enemies for my friends. I used to say that, and I used to also, just say, bless all of my loved ones and my enemies. And I just cut out the enemies part. Like, man, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, I know some other random people that could use that blessing. I mean, I am, you letting them live rent free up in my blessings. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody I forgot that need a blessing. And they could be out here with a cold or something. You know what I mean? And they didn't make my blessings. You know what I'm saying? And now they got the flu. Why? Because I was blessing these enemy ass niggas, and they healthy, bitch ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's the truth. That's true. I mean, let me see. Like I said, the guy at work, you know, and then he comes back into work, and after working, you know, getting the transfers for the week or so, you know, he turns back around and didn't come in for like what, maybe 3-4 days after that.
I was waiting
to
for
the
this
point
part
where
of
we thought he quit. And then he called the job and asked him if he could have his job back, and they gave him his job back after 3 days, no call, no show. And then he did it again. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, you know, and one thing about it, right, when you do something for somebody, right, and they got their job, and you making sure they was able to keep their job, I don't even worry about that part. You know, when a person's coming into work and they normally come into work, if I don't see you one day when you're supposed to work, I'll call and just check up on you, be like, yo, you all right? Everything cool with you? You know, because I'm that human that's concerned about other humans' well-being if I take a liking to you.
Right.
Like if me and you normally talk every day, or we talk every other day, and then I don't hear from you, or you don't call me, or I don't call you, I'll be like, yo, let me call son and check on him, make sure he's cool. You know what I mean? Because that's the human side of who I am. You know what I mean? You know, so I mean, you sit back and you check on them, and then when they don't answer your phone call, I'm like, oh, so that's how it is. I'm hoping he's okay.
Well, you know, people are sometimes into themselves. That's why I'm glad that I might be in a financial position to help somebody without it being a sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like, when it becomes a sacrifice, that means that I've had to do something really, really life-changing on my side in order to improve something over here. Like, in other words, let's say when we were doing comedy, let's say I just went ahead and quit my job, saved up enough money, quit my job and moved in either New York or moved to California. Like, look, I'm gonna make it work out here. So that is a sacrifice. Some people might take it.
That's major.
But you know, we know plenty of people who have done it.
Yeah.
They did that shit. Some of them made it, and some of them had to bring their ass back home. You know what I mean? But
fight the bullet.
Yeah, but you know, when it goes well, it goes well, and it is a sacrifice because you might have to live in your car. You might have to live from pillow to post. You might have to park benches some days. You know what I mean? You might have to take a whole bath at a gas station or something like that. You never know. You know, while you looking, hoping to get this break. You know, it's rough when you spending all your savings and you don't really have a lot of money coming in. Let's say you went out to California with $5,000. You know, California, in LA, that 5,000 gonna go fast. It's gonna go fast. You know what I mean? Just with living expenses, you know, food, gas. Shit, I hope you ain't got no car. But then again, in LA and all that, it's not that easy to get around without a vehicle. In California big as shit. So you may have sacrificed your good paying job in order to make it in show business, and hopefully it works out. But I would suggest you ease into that situation. You know, like let's say you start doing comedy in 2022, and here it is, just about to turn 2025, and you already quit your job and moved to LA. Like, you didn't ease into that sacrifice, dog. You don't even have your set together. You know how it is when you only been doing comedy for a couple of years. You swear you got your set together. You ain't put that shit together right yet. You might have 5-10 minutes. You might. You know, we be thinking, you know how they say when we be thinking that just because we can stand on stage for an hour that we have that much material. That should be filler. So when they say you got 10 minutes, that means in any competition you could do that 10 minutes of work that you have and compete and win.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talking about some, hey, what y'all doing over there? Oh, what y'all eating? Oh, look at these pictures on the wall. Oh man, where they got me performing it? No, that ain't part of your set. You know what I mean? You got 7 minutes, dog. You know, you can tell jokes up there for 45, but you ain't no headliner.
You got 10 minutes, and then you do 20 minutes of fluff in between that 10 minutes, so you think you have 30 minutes. Not realizing the most important part of what you're doing is the 10 minutes of the comedy set that you have. So you really just have 10 minutes.
Right.
And then you turn back around, you got to switch some of that 10 minutes up. You only have 5 minutes because now you got to, if somebody say they want you to come on, let's say a Tonight Show call you, or one of those shows that you can't curse on, like Stephen Colbert's show that you can't curse on, now you have to have 5 minutes of clean comedy.
Yeah, the 5 to 10 minutes that you have might not be the 5 to 10 minutes that you have might be a local 5 to 10 minutes. So you on there talking about Scepter, talking about you know what I mean? Talking about this John and this bull.
That's what takes me out, because a lot of comedians, when they go in town and they got comedy and they got shows coming up, they would get there days before so they can learn the lay of the land.
I know that's what I did.
They could switch up that local comedy to that local comedy. Like if you would use Philadelphia in the gallery or the fashion district, you would go somewhere else and use their mall name. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or use part of their hoods. You know, you drop their hoods. Like Cat Williams is a perfect example of that. You know, you hear him throw out names of hoods when he's in certain areas of certain parts of where he at. You know, and then the crowd will go crazy because he's mentioning where their hood. It's just so he's a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
You know, but
let's,
you know, one thing about people don't know about Cat Williams is that some of his biggest sacrifices is that he adopted children.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's a major sacrifice.
Yes. So regardless about how people think of him as, oh, he crazy or he talks shit or he's this, that, and the other, he's one of the most humble, sincere, caring people out there, because it's people like the rapper, the boy Little Bootsy said when he came home from prison, Cat Williams was the first person to drop him some money. He dropped him like $50,000 or $100,000 from the door. Just take care of what you need to take care of. The comedian Miss Pat was like, you know, when her father passed away, Cat, she was on tour with Cat, opening up for Cat, and Cat was like, what's wrong? She told him what's wrong, and he just dropped something off. And so, you know, regardless of how crazy or how people just blurt out their mouth, this, that, and the other, sometimes people speak the truth. You know, you might don't want to hear the truth, but some of the kindest, hardest people are the ones that you don't really hear. They don't want you to hear the nice part of people. They want you to hear the dirty, grimy, disrespectful, ignorant part of people. You know, and that's the part that the TV put out there. That's the part that the news put out there. You know, you go around and you talk about Kensington and you talk about parts of Kensington, but you don't talk about parts of Kensington where there's a community that's a great community that looks out for one another. You know what I mean? You talk about the dirty, grimy, drug-infested areas because that's what you want to put the focal point on. You know, and be perfectly honest, that's the part that you want to scare people from. You know what I mean? And it's hard not to be scared because I'm telling you, every time I go near Kensington, as soon as I get to go towards Kensington, I hear the Thriller song and I just hear the instrumental and I just see all of them getting up dancing doing the Michael Jackson dance.
Let me just say this. Living in Kensington is a sacrifice in and of itself. That shit is a default. I drive through that shit every night. That shit is horrific. Yeah, but it's always been bad. Way before the zombies started, it was bad. It was bad. It's never been good. But staying on point with this whole sacrifice thing. Now, you know, you might be looking for love. You meet somebody new. Let's say you met somebody and y'all really started kicking it with each other and everything was going well and y'all fell in love with each other and they got a new job out of state. You know what I mean? So let's say they went there, let's say Atlanta, because all black people gotta live in Atlanta at some point, right? They got a job down south Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, uh, 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 South Carolina. What's Columbia, South Carolina, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, somewhere like that. Somewhere way farther than you would be wanting to drive on a regular basis or whatever. So you may have had a good career here, but they have an opportunity somewhere else. So you say, even though we ain't married, I mean, my life is better with you than without you. So maybe easing into the sacrifice situation. Maybe y'all tried the long distance relationship thing first. All right, I'll come and see you at least once or twice or a month or something like that. But then you start missing them. You know what I mean? You start missing them, and eventually, now you taking stuff there, whatever. You even driving there. Somebody moved to Texas, from Texas to Philly. Ain't no short drive, man. That ain't no short drive. So eventually you eased into that sacrifice situation. Like, all right, now it might be a situation where you work for a major company where you could transfer to that area, which would make it less of a sacrifice. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe they didn't have a market in that area, and so you straight picked up and said, "Listen, I'm going to go be with my girl. So fuck it." You know what I'm saying? I'm moving. I'm moving over to El Paso. So you sacrificed. Now you might have did it. Now I'm talking about the easing into the sacrificial situation. You may have went head first into it, like, yo, you know what I mean? Look, we done already had sex 4 times. I'm moving wherever she go. I'm like a Yolanda Adams, her first album. Wherever you are, that's where I wanna be. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So you may have done it. Now you done moved.
I'll give you a testimony.
Hold on. You might have moved 1,200, 1,500 miles away, and then y'all ain't getting along. You found out that y'all don't even really like each other. You know what I mean? You done picked up. You got kids still here. All right, she with a mind, so I gotta still go back to see my kids and whatever. You know what I mean? So you sacrificed, and maybe some would say you sacrificed for your own benefit, but you did it, and maybe because you didn't take a lot of time to think about it. It wasn't a well thought out thing, but you went with your passion. You know what I mean? But a sacrifice is a sacrifice nonetheless. Go ahead.
Well, like what happened was, like, my testimony on that is that before she became my wife, she was my girl, and she got pregnant with my son. And she wanted to, all of a sudden, she developed a bond with her father again, and he was like, well, he living in Virginia. He wanted her to move down there. Now, I got 2 jobs, and I'm like, we good. She working, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm sacrificing sleep for the betterment of what we have to do for each other, At this time, we had a nice apartment, nice furnished apartment. My kids is good because, they living with their mother and everything going. You go through your trials and tribulations, but everything cool. But when she makes that decision that she wants to move to Virginia, and she's pregnant with my son, and I'm like, and you are in love with that person. And then when you jump up, and you have kids here, you got your family here, and you moving down there with her and her family. That's a major sacrifice because at the end of the day, like you just said, y'all might develop something to something that is not healthy, or they might, the family might get to the point where they come off to the point where they don't want you there no more. They try to create obstacles for you to leave. You know what I mean? Like my situation with that was I moved down there And I really didn't want to leave, but she's pregnant with my son. I love her. You know, she already had a daughter that was, at that point, I think she might have been 3 or 4. And I love her too, because I was with her for, when her daughter was 9 months. Now this year she'll be 30. You know, and, you know, I turn back around and I'm sitting up here and I'm saying to myself, let me move down there. When I got down there, got a job at the Ramada Inn down Virginia Beach, and was getting ready to work a second job at the Sheraton Hotel down there on Virginia Beach. And she's riding me from Norfolk to Virginia Beach in her father's car.
Mm-hmm.
Her father and her girlfriend car. They had like 3 cars. And then the girlfriend says, well, you know, putting a lot of mileage on that car. You know, and instead of just allowing us to develop some finances, they wanted me to catch a bus out in Virginia. Now, if you know Virginia and you know certain rural areas, no matter how much of a hood people think Virginia is in Norfolk, that's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Their transportation system is nowhere like SEPTA. So I'm not going to be making it work on time. So now what you're doing is putting me, you're jeopardizing my finances, you're jeopardizing our way of living. And now you want to, I haven't even got 1 check yet.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't even worked 1 week yet. You just saying this. When you could have just stayed there while we was in Philly and we wouldn't even move down there. So now I done quit my 2 jobs here in Philly. I went through all hell and high water to come down there. I sacrificed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turn back around and I get down here and now this shit that went from you can use the car whenever you want to now you got to catch the bus in the morning. So I politely told my girlfriend, who is now my wife, I said, we're going to have to leave because I might have to fuck your father up.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you can't renege on certain situations with that. After I just did this major sacrifice for you and for us. And now we're going to have to go through a struggle again. Now we got to catch a bus all the way back to Virginia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to come all the way back to Philly and start this shit all over because this decision that you wanted to make, and I don't even think you would make that decision for me. Like, would you sacrifice that for me? There's major sacrifices like time, there's money, but certain people, you say, would they made that sacrifice for me? You know what I mean? If I'm in need, can I call this person? Like, I know that if I'm extremely in need, I can say, yo, son, do me a solid and do this for me. Because if I've never called son and asked them for nothing, then it must be something I really need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that people don't understand the sacrifices that people make in their life for out of love or out of just respect or out of caring. And like you said, one thing you said is that sometimes people take advantage. They take your kindness for weakness. And when they do it 1 time, it's cool. When they do it 2 times, cool. But when you do it 3 times, you're a fool. You go another bar, son.
That's true.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing about it. You become a fool and you become an asshole and you walk around feeling like an asshole to yourself because you just sacrifice so much. You know what I hate? When you sacrifice so much, when you sacrifice finances and that person don't appreciate the shit or they don't remember. They have a lapse in memory. You be like, you don't remember none of that shit? None of it?
As far as I'm concerned, the biggest sacrifice is your time.
Yes.
You know, when
you can't get that back.
You can't get it back, and it's the least appreciated. People, you can always get receipts for the money you spent, but that time, you know what I mean? The hours that you spent, the ideas that you came up with, the effort that you put in, the teamwork that you may have submitted to, even though you may not have agreed with the idea or really like how the team was moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a small thing. So when people talk about concept, like what I put in, first of all, I want to thank Varshay McDonald You know, she came through with the 1999 super chat. I appreciate that so much. Matter of fact, let me cowbell her up. She got to get that work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Mucho. Mucho. But yeah, what I wrote in the chat was that a lot of people they have no conception of what sacrifice really is. They think their sacrifice is just, you know, look, I waited for you an hour and a half to get off from work because you had a impromptu meeting when I was supposed to pick you up. That's not a sacrifice. It's you did it one time, but a sacrifice goes on. It's a block of time. It's a pattern of effort. You know what I'm saying? It rolls over. It rolls over. It repeats. It refreshes. You know,
it takes me out. Like your kids, adult kids. Like my daughter, almost a year ago, my grandson will be like 1 year old on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, this is my youngest daughter's first child. But even some of my other kids feel as though since you're their parents, you're supposed to do things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you become an adult, I'm not supposed to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sacrificing finances to make sure I can provide for y'all and give y'all, considering the fact that, but I'm not sacrificing finances that I don't need. It's not like I'm sitting down with, oh, well, I need $1,000. Oh, I got that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's a major sacrifice because I know my worth and what I have to work for, how long I got to work, how long I have to work to save that, to make this out, to save up for that $1,000.
Right. Right.
You know, what people don't understand is that people are not obligated to do shit for you. So when they sacrifice their time, whether you're their children, when a parent goes out their way to do for you, that's not something that they have to do. They're sacrificing that. Like when you got to go to a job interview, and I got to be at work at 2:00. And you bring my grandson there at 8 or 9. I mean, be my grandson there at 9 o'clock, and I'm watching him up until I gotta go to work. Well, that's a sacrifice because watching a baby, you know, that's breastfed is hard as shit when you're not around to breastfeed them. You know, so I'm sacrificing my time. Pretty much, I'm working before I go to work. You know,
yeah.
And when you don't appreciate that, when you don't say, damn, thanks, Dad, or when the next time comes and I can't do it, and you make me feel guilty that I can't do it, that shit ain't right. You know, it was one time I got done work, and I was at work, I did 12 hours. And because you want to go out and hang out with a friend, one of your friends, you get upset at me because I can't watch my grandson. I just did 12-hour shift. Oh, well. I'm not sacrificing my rest. I'm not going to I can't sacrifice that because I got to work. I got to get up the next morning and I got to do it again. So sometimes people become selfish. Even your own family members become selfish. Whether it's your kids, whether it's family, you know, whether it's just, you know, you sacrifice so much about everything in life. Whereas you be like, you got a car, you wouldn't even drive me around the corner without asking me for gas money.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And I'm your father, and I wouldn't even want to get in your car and you drive me around the corner and I give you a couple of dollars because I want you to be able to have gas money because you got my grandson. But appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
And it's not just your kids, it's people, period. Some people just don't appreciate that.
Appreciation is not something. Appreciation is not something that a lot of people have in their hearts, and they think that it's something that they can take for granted, and it's really not, because you know, when appreciation goes a long way, it goes very far and it goes very deep. So people may think that just because they say thank you, that's appreciation, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like appreciation is one of those things that rolls over. It's one of those things that grows. It spreads out. It's like when you throw a pebble into a big body of water, a river, a pond, a stream, or something like that, and you see how the waves spread out from just that little pebble. So that lets you know how much of an effect a small object can have on something bigger than it is. So yeah, appreciation is often shown in ways that can be very reinforcing to people. Like, it's sort of like the difference between liking something and enjoying something. When you enjoy something, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really run out. You might like something, but you don't like it all the time. When you enjoy something, it's pretty much something that you could do all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's your thing. It literally is your thing. So yeah, appreciation is one of those things where a lot of people don't really understand. So appreciation is not only am I thankful for you when you're not around, I think about what you've done. And I'm almost plotting and scheming on a way to be able to pay you back or to do something for you to let you know how much it meant to me. Right. It's like like when somebody comes back to you and they tell you that you said something or inspired them to do something a long time ago, and you didn't even know that they heard the conversation that you were having. You might have been talking to somebody else, and they might have been in earshot, or it was ear hustling, or they was eavesdropping or whatever. But what you said to the person you were talking to meant so much to them who were listening on the side that they just looked at you in a certain kind of way, because the timing of when and what you were saying was so impactful to them that they couldn't help but want to listen to you more and more and more. So that's appreciation. Like, yo, my life has improved because of my interaction with somebody, and I'm glad that they're there. Right. It's different than just liking somebody. There's nothing wrong with liking somebody, but when you appreciate them, it goes on. It withstands natural disasters and all kinds of tests, and it just holds up. It holds up under the pressure.
Comedy, let's just talk about comedy. Like, you didn't put me on shows. And I done shows with you, and I done your stages, some for money, some just to get some stage time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you sacrificed that, and you gave me opportunities. And then when I got a stage and I had an opportunity, I booked you on shows. That's the appreciation. You know what? Something bless me so many times and allow me to make some funds off of his stage. Now that I got an opportunity, let me allow him to make some money off of my stage. You know what I mean? And people don't understand that. It's not, well, he did this for me, I did that for him. Because V never done that for me anyway. When I did get a stage, I would have done it. But you also got to realize, you sacrificed your time. You had to pick me up and ride me down to Baltimore with you while we was listening to Busta in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had to pick me up, and we had to ride to Delaware. And on the way back, we didn't find out that the tire wasn't always locked in.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
That could have been disastrous.
Yes. You know what I mean? And that's coming off of the Platte Bridge. I still remember. Where was that? Where we stopped at and everything.
I'll never forget it. You know what I'm saying? That was because my license wasn't straight. I remember that the most. Like, I wouldn't have been able to survive a stopping. I wouldn't have been able to survive questioning by an officer. It could have that could have ended terribly. You know what I'm saying?
That shit. That was the day you said I would. Before you was gonna go ride off to Delaware. You said, "Shit, let me go get my tires checked 1st Get some new tires."
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, but you know that's the thing about it. People don't remember them sacrifices that you did, that people do for each other. The sacrifices that you did for me and I did for you, and the person that you are and the person I am, we developed a brotherhood.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And if people don't understand that when you do for one another and you got that type of heart, you got that, you don't even have to hear or talk to that person for years, but when you do talk to that person, it rekindles that bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't talk to that person, you get back, you talk to that person, and when you talk to that person or you find out something happened to that person, it will still hurt you because it will hurt you just as much as you've been talking to them every day. Because that's the bond y'all had. You know what I mean? Like, I know you didn't, like, for instance, I know you went through shit with Sugar Bear before, right? And I honestly didn't even like I honestly didn't like Sugar Bear because sometimes, you know, he just came off arrogant. But when all that went out the window when I found out he had cancer. And I talked to him, and I was calling him on a regular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was calling him on a regular just to check on him, you know, because he was down south and everything. And when he passed, it hurt me real bad. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, other than comedy, we all part of a fraternity that people don't understand. People don't understand the comedy fraternity. You know what I mean? People don't understand that we fuss and fight, we grind, we sit down, we come up with concepts, we come up with ideas, we come up with jokes, and then people steal a concept, and then you turn back around, and then we gotta be human now.
Yeah.
We can't laugh at this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you be saying, damn, was I right that be an asshole all the time? But see, with the shit that he did and the disrespect he showed you, you had every right to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, at this time.
Yeah. You know, that's another situation where I wish I could have sacrificed my pride in that situation or my true feelings. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like the way that certain things that happened to me messing around in comedy, it just put a real bad taste in my mouth. And it made me into a different person than I was before. Part of it I'm thankful for. Because had I not been able to stand in the face of that, it could have tore me down. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen people, you know, we've both seen people in comedy or in show business. We've seen them get tested and seen them get broke down, and we've seen what happens when they couldn't take it. I didn't want to be that guy, but when he got sick, I actually didn't feel all that bad, and I felt bad about not feeling bad. But I did feel a little bad, but not bad enough to reach out to him or anything like that. Because I was like, you had a chance. You had a chance when you were healthy to make this right. And it wouldn't have took a lot. But look what the alternative was that you took. You made it worse. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit hit him. And 2 or 3 others that I won't name, you know, that shit that they did with Mr. Rod and Miss Mona telling them shit, you know what I mean? Making up shit so I wouldn't be able to come down there and get on stage. Like, really? Like y'all little low-level blackballing motherfucker. Like, you must be kidding me. So I couldn't get past all of that. But
you like I said, you sacrifice. We all sacrifice a lot of things, and it's a lot of things. You know, we want to be different, but sometimes people like they go to kindness for weakness stuff. People take your kindness for weakness, and instead of just sitting up here, at the end of the day, there's a human side to us. You know what I mean? No matter how godly we want to be and how Christ-like we want to be, there's a human side to us that we have to sit back and say to ourselves, listen, I want to be this person, but this person is so much of an asshole, I can't be this person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just bothersome to you that you got to try to, convert yourself to being the nice one when the other person is an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about, I'm going to just tell you something right. I mean, it's a little off topic, but I just told you something. I'm going to tell you this. It fucked me up the other day. So me and my wife was talking, and I was saying, I said, this was the other day, I said, it's amazing. People don't understand how close I could have been to making it in comedy. I said, I was a 3-time semifinalist at Helium's Funniest Comedian Contest. I said I won the first inauguration New Faces of Comedy contest at the Laugh House. I won that first one. And that's not even counting all the other comedians that I performed with that pretty much they struggled. They struggled after I got off that stage. And we talk about big names. I still remember the Gerald Kelly incident when I was down Warm Daddy and I destroyed that stage when I did that joke. You know the joke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I destroyed that stage and he went up there and had to do an extra hour to get the crowd back.
An hour? That's crazy.
An hour.
Yeah.
And then when I did Cheney was Chris Cotton and I did it in front of Michael Blackson. He went up there and people was leaving while he was on stage. And the excuse that Lawrence Killebrew and Spank had, especially Lawrence Killebrew, well, anybody could have tore the stage up. And Michael Blackson went up there, but Michael Blackson only don't have no set. He only has a certain set. Instead of just saying, "Good job, Troy. That was good. You did your shit."
Imagine him.
You know what I mean?
Imagine him following some Michael Blackson. Like, come on, man. Right.
Say that again.
Imagine him following Michael Blackson.
Right.
Like, come on, dog.
I mean, regardless of how you feel about Michael Blackson, he's a legend.
Well, first of all, he was just regurgitating what his handlers were saying. So
exactly.
That's all that was.
Exactly.
The dick,
you know what I mean?
The dick riding is crazy. But speaking of dick riding, speaking of clout chasing and all of that.
Well, there's a dick rider, no stop chasing.
Right.
You to your face.
Right.
Hold
up. No, wait a minute. You was a joke biter. Yeah, no style. Okay. Anyway. But speaking of dick riders, speaking of clout chasers and all of that, they actually do sacrifice in order. It ain't easy to kiss ass day in and day out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It might not be a commendable type of thing to most people, but it's not an easy thing to do day in and day out. Day in and day out, I'm actually letting you, you know what I mean, put your slong down my throat and I'm performing. And I gotta find a way to feel like I should do that again, day after day, time after time. That's deep shit. Yeah. So you're sacrificing all of your pride. You sacrificing your dignity. Motherfuckers literally telling you to shut up and you stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
And when they left, you was talking again. Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. So yeah, man, that's but yeah, easing into a sacrifice is a practice just like jumping in to a sacrifice may be. But when you dive head first into a sacrifice, normally it comes with the belief that it's going to benefit you some kind of way. Mm-hmm. Whether you do it for love, whether you do it for opportunity to make money, fame, even if you are doing it just to get recognition of being the most helpful, it's still a sacrifice of the same means, and it comes from the same place. And there's a lot to be said about it, because if you can do it wholeheartedly once, you can do it twice. You can do it a whole lot of times, and you may do all of that before everything is said and done. The thing is, can you really live with the decisions that you have made when it comes to the sacrifice thing? Because it ain't sweet like that all the time. You know what I mean? You may have to people who go in head first. I know people who throw themselves on the mercy of the Bible or the court or whatever all the time. Like every time you turn around, they like, no, we got to do this thing because, I mean, some people are just so altruistic. They just believe that everybody else is so deserving of favor. And it could be because they feel like they are already blessed. So, they have a lot to give. So why not give? But I just think that it starts to chip away at you for after a while. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that bitter giver, that person who gives, the person that is willing to give, but is mad about having to give, even though they're doing it, or is mad about how things turn out, even though they gave. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's take a hypothetical situation. How do you think the relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk would have been had Donald Trump lost that election?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He arranged this boy bought a whole social media platform to help Donald Trump win. Mm-hmm. And he still, even though they want to call it a landslide, the numbers don't say so. Mm-hmm. He would have lost. When you really think about it, he probably would have lost that election if it wasn't for what Elon was doing for him. You know what I'm saying? Because, and even though Trump won in those states, he won by slim margins. He wasn't winning by no million. He wasn't winning by a really, really big numbers. So it could have gone either way. And I think that had he not gotten the benefit of influence on some like Trump was around people who knew what they were doing, even though it didn't look like it. It's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But because they knew what the soul of the voters were. They knew. I don't know if you saw recently how he's saying that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to lower the prices again groceries. Now you talking about he don't know. Like, you ran on that shit. You straight ran on that shit. The price of food is going down. Now you like, well, I don't really control that shit. Now, how many?
When that's what you 10 toes, you put 10 toes in the sand on that shit.
I don't know what motherfuckers was thinking.
10 toes in the sand on that shit.
I don't know. I don't know what cats were thinking. I sat in front of this camera for months and said, you can't control the prices of food because it's private business. Yes, he can, because he can control
on China and other certain countries. And then you think that that's going to help the economy, and it's also going to help us, and it's going to benefit us. My man, the arithmetic is not going to add up. I just was at work today, and this guy was talking to me about Bitcoin, and I forgot the other thing, right? And I'm hearing him say, he said, Donald Trump is focused on Bitcoin, and I forgot the other thing. And he's gonna make it. You're gonna make a lot of money in this. You're gonna make a lot of money in that. But if you're making money in it now, it's not Donald Trump. If Bitcoin and what's that other one?
Crypto.
Yeah, and crypto. If you're making money with both of them right now, and he's not in office, then it's not him. If you're making money in your stocks right now, and he was making it throughout the years, then it's not him. So if you're making thousands and thousands of dollars right now, then it's the person that's in office right now. Like I said before, we put like what he ran against, when he ran against Hillary, we put her under a telescope. I mean, a microscope, and we put him under a telescope. You know, his shit is vast. You know, if I don't, I mean, and then even with Kamala, put her under a microscope, and you look at it, and you know that right there alone, what she did is a major sacrifice. You know what I mean? Because she had to jump from vice president to running for president.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Then had to be judged. Judge if she's part of our culture. Is she black?
She definitely dove head first into that sacrifice. But let's talk about let's say with the tariff situation, because there's going to be some sacrifice in that situation too. So let's say now we have to find out if the sacrifice is going to come from the American consumers, the American customers, or is it going to come from the corporations that have to deal with the tariff? You know what I mean? Because the sacrifice may come in the form of prices going up high at for a time, and then once the tariffs come down or the percentage of them start to mellow out a little bit, maybe prices will start to increase or whatever. But honestly, he even said that it's hard to make prices go down after they've already gone up. I'm like, I know that, you know that. Evidently, there were millions of people who didn't understand that shit. And I don't understand why. What prices have gone down? Like, did over the years, you take a pack of Now Laters, did they get bigger over the years?
Matter of fact, they got smaller.
I mean, they so small now, they're about the size of what 2 Now Laters would have been in the pack in 78. You know what I'm saying? So things don't go down in price. You're never going to be able to buy 4 bags of potato chips for $1 again. It's not going to happen. Prices don't go down. They go up. Inflation rate rises with the times. You're not going to be able to get back to 2016.
You have to add in the fact that the price gouging came when COVID hit.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's definitely a big part of it. But COVID sped up inflation.
Yes, it did.
It's not going to. Things are not going to get cheaper. They're not going to go back to a different time. So where sacrifice may play in that is not really clear. Lil Cat Brawl says the value of the dollar is less now, and it's been decreasing for decades. It's been decreasing for decades.
You always trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Even when you make that $1 out of 15 cents, they tax it at 15 cents. You know what I mean? And to sit back and think when a guy told me he done his homework on this 200% tariff, and it's going to bring more money into our economy. And I had to say to the guy,
hold on just a second. Jeff, Crispy Bacon. Yeah, he bought Twitter a long time before the election, but he bought Twitter because of the election. If you remember,
from the first election.
If you remember, he was upset because Donald Trump got kicked off of Twitter. He got banned, and he said that he didn't agree with Donald Trump being banned from Twitter. And when Donald Trump made his own network, that True Social bullshit, he said, well, I don't really need to buy Twitter, but he had already made the proposal and he couldn't back out of it. And that's why Twitter ain't shit, or X ain't shit now. It's a piece of shit. But he literally sacrificed his billions of dollars to help Donald Trump get back in office. And Donald Trump owes him. He
Yeah,
owes
that's
them,
what
and he's going to pay him
billions of
back.
dollars. Because as much money as this boy got,
So
he can give everybody in the United States $1 million and still be a billionaire.
right.
You know what I mean?
So no,
And
no,
that's
no.
just off the
We're
back.
not
And that's
changing
just
around
off
no
the
history.
back end of his money.
He was literally pissed off because he didn't like the fact that Donald Trump couldn't be on Twitter. Because
Yeah,
if it wasn't for
he looked at it as an injustice.
if it wasn't for Twitter, I don't know if Donald Trump would have won the 2016 election. He was literally the first Twitter president. Literally. Nobody had used social media like that before in politics. He pioneered that. He pioneered that with his personal account. You know, most people who are that big have somebody else tweeting for him. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna do it myself." It's kind of crazy, but no. This we not gonna flip around history. I mean, there's no reason to. What happened is way more interesting than what anybody can make up. He's done enough bullshit. You ain't got to make up shit. When you read the actual facts, you be like, this can't be right. No, it is. It is. It's worse, actually. So
that's true.
But anyway, so when we talk about easing into sacrifice, or when we talk about diving in head first, like I don't know what direction this country is going to go towards. Like there's a lot of uncertainty right now. This shit is crazy. But you can best believe there's going to be a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, well, you know what? One thing I always said, and one thing I learned about the culture, about our culture, is that we know how to sacrifice because we were brought up off seeing our parents sacrifice, and we know how to make that tax 15 cent work, and we know how to make that dollar out of 15 cent work. You know what I mean? There's certain things you might have to cut back on, but you got to do it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's the people. It's just the fact that you got that people that voted for him and people that looked at it as, this is getting ready to be. To me, this getting ready to be another media circus. To me, it's getting ready to be America as a laughing stock, as we always been. To me, it's getting ready to be, what's the next thing that's going to happen that can make us look even worse? And to me, it's getting ready to be, you got to be on alert because you don't know what can happen now. Because we got a president that's unhinged. He can say shit out of his mouth. He can be friends with our enemies, instead of, I said this before. I said, we didn't have any type of wars or any type of problems other than the Ukraine and the Israel and Palestinian stuff, but that has nothing to do with America. They created that within themselves. That's their history. Palestinians and Israel are going through it before we were born. That's something that they have to control. That's something that they have to deal with. That's something that between them two, they have to try to come together. The situation in Ukraine, that's something that they have to work on. That's something that has to be fixed by, other than the United States taking the head and trying to help. But they still have to they have to deal with that. But at the end of the day, can you see Donald Trump trying to, he's saying that as soon as I get in office, the wars is going to end. Who are you, the fucking Messiah?
No, he said it was going to end before he got in office. He ain't getting away with that shit. He says as soon as he said on the day he gets elected.
He said he started them then, huh?
He said on the day he gets elected, he was gonna end all of that Ukraine, Russia shit. Man, listen, I don't even want. I'm almost sorry we got into this shit because I don't really want to get into it. But I'll tell you this. I'll say this. Sacrifice comes in a lot of different forms. One thing you can say about the MAGA cult, they eased into that. They eased into that sacrifice. Whatever they sacrificing for, they eased into it. They didn't dive head first into that. A lot of those cats were really, strung along and eased into it. And it is what it is. But we're not gonna know exactly what's gonna come out of this, but there's gonna be a lot of sacrificing. There are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you're just gonna sacrifice how sacrifice your the way that you express your content or discontent, there's gonna be some sacrifice. And it's gonna be a lot.
Sacrifice your mental stability. That to me is more this situation, because like when you was talking last week about Joe Biden pardoning his son, this man got on his platform and his stage and said, "I am going to pardon everybody that had something to do with January 6th." That's his words. But you talking about this man pardoning his son at his age, not knowing if he's going to make it while his son is locked up, and also lost his wife and his daughter in a car accident years and years ago. Man, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we gonna reap what we sow. And the people that voted for him, especially the immigrants. That's between immigrants and women, them the two, I gotta see how they gonna deal with it. Because them the two people, that's them the two groups that I would like to see how they gonna deal with this shit. I like to see it because they are getting. You think that Roe versus Wade being overturned is bad? Wait until you see what the fuck they do with y'all bodies, women. Wait until y'all see it. Wait until y'all see how they're going to just come to people's houses and take people out that are immigrants that's not supposed to be here. So that 45% of Latinos, close to 50% of Latinos that voted for him, okay, let's wait till they see. And that's when you want to sit back and say, I don't want to hear me too, we too, she too. I don't want to hear nothing about immigration. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I don't want to hear about the dollar down to a nickel because he put a 200% tariff on certain countries in the fucking economy. I don't want to hear about a Great Depression.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's going to be a lot of sacrifice. There's no way around it. And but I just hope, hey, look, you might get what you want, but you might not want what you get. We gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I can't say from here. Right now, just like you were saying a little while ago, right now, anything good or bad that happens from this point to January 20th, that's all on Biden. So and like I said, and that's the good and the bad. So if the stock market starts to go down or whatever, Biden got to eat that. But while it's up, that's him.
Well, but that's not what the people that voted for him saying. The ones that voted for him are saying the reason why the stock market is high, the reason why crypto, and the reason why Bitcoin is up is because he got voted in. You know what I mean? And I always say, what does a prophet demand to gain the world and lose his soul? If you're gonna make money, if money is over morals, then your morals ain't worth shit. Your upbringing, that man and that woman that birthed you and tried to teach you morals and taught you right from wrong and taught you this and that, you pretty much said, fuck you, mom, fuck you, dad. I want this man in office so I can get a dollar bill. So, reap what you sow. You know what I mean? I know my man, Son 752. Y'all know y'all man, Troy Diesel, a.k.a. Troy McNeil, a.k.a. Troy Diesel. We all on board. We already know we drew our shit in the sand a long time ago. We know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? This is not You ain't gonna wake up in the morning and you take a shit and you smell roses.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be some shit. You won't smell shit. And when it happens, I remember when this boy was in office, son, and I looked at MSNBC and CNN on a regular because you had nothing else to do because it was COVID. So when COVID hit, that's all I was doing. So when that January 6th shit hit, when I tell you, man, as a man, I got emotional because I somewhat caught post-traumatic stress disorder from it. Because all those white people that was out there, I put them in a category of what if they were all black? What about can you imagine the carnage that would have been out there? Can you imagine the death that would have been out there? I mean, just look at it. When the shit with George Floyd was going on, it was going crazy in how he was doing this then. How he was trying to stop us from protesting. Can you imagine what would have happened on January 6th if there was a dominantly black crowd? That shit would have made the Pettis Bridge situation when Martin and them tried to march over there look like a fucking damn house raid.
Mm-hmm.
The way they would have murdered us and killed us. You know what I mean? Me on the other hand, if I was a cop that day, it would have been like Grand Theft Auto. I'd have been just shooting. I'd have been shooting with my eyes shut. They would have been looking at me as the boy that killed the CEO. Because there's no way, shape, and form that you can do what you do and get away with it. But when you're the right color, you can do whatever you want to do. And when you got an asshole as a president, you can do what you want to do. When you can get away with it. And that's the thing about it. There's a double standard, and I hate the double standard. I hate the division. I can't stand. I think my upbringing has turned me. I always hate racism because I do believe in we can all get along. I do believe that even though we're different in some ways. We are alike in some ways as well. I would like to always think that black, white, or indifferent can get along and be united in one thing. It shouldn't be this America and that America. It shouldn't be that way, but we always have to have it that way.
Hey, white supremacy is a real thing. Nobody is going to just give up power just because somebody else is sad or maligned. You know what I mean? Listen, people might try to start from here and go in it, but they're not going to go back and fix what they already broke because that's how they got rich in the first goddamn place. So I get it. We about to get on about it here, but I totally get it. You know what I mean? And we have to understand how things work. When you understand how things work, it doesn't really it doesn't confuse you anymore. It takes a lot of the questions out of your mind, and you learn how to be able to work around it, work with it. You learn how to deal with it. It's when you don't understand how it works. So you think that it should be this way, and you think that somebody is cheap. That's the thing. When somebody keeps beating you, if you play somebody in cards and you consider yourself to be a pretty good card player, so every time you play, and I mean every time you play this person, they win. They beat you every single time. Meanwhile, you beat everybody else. After a while, you're going to deduce that they're cheating. Now, whether they're cheating or not is not something that you can prove, but you're going to feel like they have to be cheating because there's no way you're going to beat me every single time. So when we're dealing with white supremacy, we're talking about somebody who wins every single time. You know what I mean? And yes, they are cheating. But they'll tell you that you're cheating, or that you're getting all the benefits, or that the world is changing because of you. And now they are the victims. But I mean, hey, The devil ain't going to tell you that your friends are your friends. That he's going to tell you that he's your only friend. And everybody else, he's protecting you from everybody else who is your fake friend. Now, I'm not calling anybody a devil, but I'm just saying that's how the devil works. And there is a little devil in everybody. Everybody got a little devil in, little Lucifer, little Satan. You know. So
I'm gonna let you go on this part, but just you know what I said to my brother the other day. I said I wish that within myself that I had an evil in me. I don't have an evil in me. I don't have that. I have an evil in me when you push that button. I want that evil in me soon as you say, how you doing? Fuck how you doing, pussy, what? I want it like that. You know, because the other day, 2 weeks ago when I started this job, I got on the Broad Street line, right? And I got on the L. And I found myself I was off hinged because I'm around these young people and you hear them talk and you see the senior citizens in there and you hear pussy, bitch, nigga, dick, all this fucking, you hear all that disrespectful words from some senior citizens. You smell weed, you smell them smoking weed on the train. You know, you go in the corner, you see one shooting up on the train. So all of a sudden I gotta go in my pocket and put it in my hoodie, the pouch of my hoodie, put my pokey in there, because I don't know what can happen. Mm-hmm. You see what just happened down in the city at the City Hall. 3 people got shot at City Hall at the ice rink.
Word.
Tonight.
Oh, tonight. Wow.
Tonight. Matter of fact, I got done work. I just rolled past there about 3:30, about 4:30.
Which ice rink?
Huh?
Which ice rink?
The ice skate rink at City Hall.
Oh, man.
Where they got the Christmas Village.
Wow.
Where all them cops there. At City Hall.
Okay.
One kid got shot in the face. Another one got shot, and 2 people got shot in the leg. 14.
Okay.
So when you sit back and you see all this shit, man, I mean, this society is wicked, man. And I mean, sometimes you got to move along with the times, but that's why I said to myself, son, and that's why I said to you, I can't allow people at age 54, and I'll be 55 in March, I'm not going to allow nobody to change who I am. If I'm a nice person, and you got to push that button, then I'm going to stay a nice person. But when you push that button, always remember, you can't turn that button off now. So when you turn it, when you push it, because I believe every person has an imaginary red dot, especially men. We have that imaginary Indian red dot on the front of our head. And I believe people push it. They want to see how much they can get out of you. And then when you give it to them, and you literally give it to them, that's when they want to cry, why'd you do that? I ain't do nothing to you. Motherfucker, you did. You don't remember what you just did? You don't remember calling me a nigga? You don't remember disrespecting me in front of my peers? You don't remember none of that shit? You don't remember saying, let's go outside? You don't remember calling me pussies and bitches? Oh, you don't remember? Well, maybe this foot in your ass to help you. Because Troy don't use weapons. I don't need weapons. God gave me a gift. And my grandfather always told me, ignore pain until it's over with. You know what I mean? And there's certain people that I would fight to the death with. And one of the people is right here on the phone with me. And I'm pretty sure you already know that. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you already know that, man. So, I mean, at the end of the day, people, they play these games and society play these games and we sacrifice. I sacrifice a lot for my fellow man and for my fellow woman. Because if I see somebody, like today, I came out of Burlington, me and this guy standing outside Burlington, this guy walks past the guy, grits him in the face.
Yo, you gotta pack it up, man.
He gripped him in the face and just stares at me. And I told the guy, well, if he's putting his hands on you, he's putting his hands on us.
Mm-hmm.
But beautiful to talk to you, man. It's always a pleasure, son. My brother, man. I love you, man.
Without a doubt, man. One love. You have,
right,
you have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to holler at you.
We got to put a show together, man. Let's do comedy again.
We'll talk later. All right, man. Holler back. That's my man's enough. That's my man. Good conversation. Good stuff. Good information. I like that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff. All right, we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious Friday the 13th, December Friday the 13th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Let's see. Bridget Bethia, happy birthday to you. And also, and she's raising money for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And also Sony, happy birthday to you. And Rob Stevens and G. Bahia Griffin Ali and Lucinda Parson and Jimmy Matthews, Michelle Renee, Margot Carpenter. And last but not least, my girl going all the way back to the 1987, my girl, Antoinette Cassandra. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious December 13th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and go hard, go for yours, and go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, we all gotta sacrifice in our life, but will you do it later on or do it tonight? Whether you do it right now or take a long time, you gonna sacrifice your money and your time. And people don't really understand or appreciate the things that you did that make it wait or make it hate, make it them payments on time, and then they never late, and then they skate. People borrow money, they move into your place and take up space, and they figure that you had it to give, so they feel like they should just take from you, and that's how they live. And it's all messed up, and it's going to get worse. And that's the kind of thing that make you want to fuss and curse and maybe even knock somebody out, but you got to keep your hands to yourself, because that can affect your wealth. Paying for lawyers, going back and forth to court, all because you had to give somebody the shit that they bought. Yeah, they made a purchase from you. You gave them a front of teeth that they swallow. Yo, it's hollow. And I know that things are going to change, but before that happens and before we rearrange, and we got to make some adjustments. So don't get on my nerve, right? Just, chill. And I will, and I'm gonna be here until my day is done, and trying to have fun, trying to make a few songs, teach a little something, and accepts a little knowledge, and go to college. I got to pay the tuition. My baby's 18, first semester, and I've seen a whole lot of people fall by the wayside, but I gotta sacrifice for mine. It's not my pride that makes me do it. I care about the future. I'm not the kind of nigga out there, thug, who will shoot you just for nothing. But if you come into my space, well, I'ma have to clear it all out, regardless of your race. I'm not worried about if you white or pink or brown or green or from another planet I never seen. The spleen is something that'll get ruptured. If you ever come through my doors, I'm going to give you a little more than what you're bargaining for. Are you sure you want to come through? Well, that's on you. It's all going to be true. What the papers wrote is different from what I had to say to the judge. When I told him this shit, he wouldn't budge. He said, you're going to have to do a little time, but nothing like it did before. Yo, chill. You're in good hands, man. Your God is smiling. And I ain't got to be out here with these motherfuckers wilding. I laid the tracks like tile and piled the money from down on the ground all the way up there. It ain't funny when your pockets are broken, people still borrowing and stealing, and they ain't got no feelings. They figure you got a lot for them to take away, and they try to make your shit, and they so fake today. I remember when I was growing up, everybody was family. Now I can't have them motherfuckers around me, not even my mammy. I'm not talking about my mom. I said my mammy, you know, somebody who took care of me when I was young. Yo, shit is strong. And when you're on drugs, your shit is bugged. You don't care what you take from somebody, even take their rug. That shit ain't no real Persian. That ain't no Oriental. That shit is a replica. They don't give a fuck except you have something that they want and they can sell it. I'm saying this shit is crazy. And what the hell? WTF, I gotta listen, y'all. We're gonna be here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Well, really, between 1 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. And we'll be here for 2 hours tomorrow. So make sure y'all come through for the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I want to thank y'all for coming through and rocking out with the Daily Go Getimism show tonight. Varshay McDonald, I want to thank you personally. I want to thank you personally. I appreciate anything you did because you ain't have to do that shit, but you did. And I will never forget it for as long as I live, because when somebody gives something to me, it's positive. My daddy always said, make sure you say thanks and you give back to them one day, because you will rank in their mind as somebody who was real selfish, because you took their gift and looked a gift horse in the mouth. They ain't going out like somebody. They ain't have to give you nothing. So don't be acting like you deserved it more in front. And yo, you pay homage before somebody do damage. Yeah, I made homage and damage right, rhyme and it's all good. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Like I said, we will be back here 1 p.m. On the weekends, we're here during the day. On weekdays, we're here during the night. So with that being said, like I said, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. 1 p.m. tomorrow. Come back through. Holla at us. Get some good rest tonight. Oh, wait. Take off the uniform here. Yes. I can disrobe you. No Diddy. Everything is okay. Speaking of... We'll get to it later. I need to take the mic off. I'm good. Peace.